Hi there, it's Karen here from Turquoise Treasures, and welcome back to part 2 of my video creating this envelope triple flip. So at the end of the last video we'd got as far as actually creating the flip, and it all just folds up nicely. It's all nice and dry, and that's just the lacy bit on the back, and I'm still umming and ahhing about putting an image on the back, but I really don't think it needs it. Anyway, I may change my mind at some stage. So now what we need to do is do our little journal cards to go in the envelopes, and I have done some work on this just to get ahead, because it's just a case of covering some cards. What I've done, I had this pack of, they're just called record cards, I suppose they're a bit like index cards. So I took some of these. They're very thin, just very thin card, probably 120 GSM maybe, just thin cards like that, so they're not sturdy enough on their own. But what I did then is I covered them with some of the paper from, this one is from the Janie B Journals kit, I think, and that's just one of the backing pages. And then I've also backed it with some of the, I think this paper is also from one of the kits. I think this is from the Calico Collage. Just some lined paper and stitched around it, just to do a zigzag all the way around. And then I just put this little topper on. It took me ages to decide. It's like one of the hardest decisions. What do I put on the topper? I tried all sorts of different things, little tabs and, you know, lace and snippets and things. I kept trying different things. So it took me a while to decide what to do, but I ended up just using this little bit of fabric, because they actually fill the pockets quite well, so you don't need a lot at the top here. So I thought that would go quite nicely with the backing paper as well. So I've done all of them the same. I've got 3 the same, all ready just to be decorated. So that's what I'm going to do now. And what I've decided to do, I don't know whether they'll at all appreciate what I've put on here, but what I've got is some photographs, some wedding photographs they are, and they're actually from our family. This is the photograph of my grandparents' wedding on my dad's side, so my dad's parents' wedding. I think it's from the 1920s, mid-1920s, I'm not sure of the exact date, might even be around 1930, but you can tell by all the, you can see all the amazing outfits. All these along the back, well, nearly all of these men along the back are all my granddad's brothers, and all the ladies along the front are all my nan's sisters. They all came from big families in those days. So I don't even know if they'll realise that's what they've got. I haven't decided yet. I might put a little label on just to say who they are. And then I've got this lovely old, I think it's just quite an old handkerchief. It's really pretty, just embroidered with a lovely edge. So I thought that would be quite nice as a background. So I've got this one that I'm going to put on here, I think. I think they're all about the same size anyway. So I've got that one. And then I've got one, which I'm going to put each one around sort of slightly differently. So I thought I might put that one possibly like that. It looks like it needs a bit of a trim, this one. It's a bit big. So this will be the middle one. And this is a picture of my parents. So this is the actual grandparents of my nephew. So this is my parents' wedding. So that's my dad's parents. And then, of course, the third one is going to be my mum's parents. And they definitely got married in 1925. I remember that. Not that I was there, obviously, but I remember it from the photographs. It's quite a blurred photograph. It's not very clear. But they are my grandparents. So I just thought it'd be quite nice to put these in there, just as a little, where's the other little piece of, oh, I haven't cut the last piece of hanky yet. I just thought this might be quite a nice thing to have, some wedding photos from years ago from our family. So that's what I've decided to do anyway, just something a little different. So I think I'll just need to do one at a time, get the pieces of fabric to fit. So I wanted to fit just inside all the stitching, so I've zigzagged all the way around. this is not very straight, I don't think, so I'm just going to see if I can straighten up this little piece a little bit. I'm not very good at cutting straight, so let's see if I can just get it straightened up. You can tell with when it's up against the stitching that it's not quite right. Let's see. Does that look a bit better? Yeah, I think it does. So it just fits inside. So I think it needs to be Fabri-Tac for this. So I'm just going to put a bit of that down. Let's hope it's going to. Oh, should have checked it was flowing really, shouldn't I, before I started. Right, let's get a little bit coming out. There we go. I don't want it to be too thick, just because it's very, very fine. I'm not sure what the fabric is. It's like a very thin muslin, so I've got to get a wipe. Gosh, this is the last. Oh, is there any left in the packet? There's one left, hiding in the corner. That's it. End of the packet. That's all I need, though. Just give this a little bit of a clean up. Okay, let's get it to come out. I've got quite a few of these old hankies with bits of lace and embroidery on, and we don't really use them anymore, and I just thought they are so pretty. It's quite nice perhaps to just find another use for them and put them in as a piece of decorative layer in the journal. So that's what I'm going to do with this one. I think it's really a pretty one. Make sure it's centered. There we are. I suppose I could have waited and sewn around to catch in the fabric. I suppose I could have done that, probably should have done that, but I didn't want the stitching to be too restrict the area on the back too much as far as writing goes, because if I brought it in further it would have just made, it would have just taken up half the writing space, wouldn't it? So that's why oh dear, I've got glue on my hanky. Okay, let's wipe that off quick before it dries. Just try and keep things out of the way. Alright, let's just got to do a bit down the side here. Ooh, go again. Don't always think where I'm putting the bottle when I lie it down. Let's just check this side is called cork down. What about the bottom? I think I need a little bit more at the bottom. I don't want it all coming up when it's going in and out the pockets. I want it to be nice and firmly attached. Put that there. Right. Let that dry a moment and put this. I'll add this after. Let's do the next one. Right. So this one I need to trim a bit because they don't really lie completely straight. So I'm hoping it'll be okay. Each time I lay it down, it seems to need another little trim. Try and hope it goes straightish. There's a little scrap I can use at some point. Now, how straight is that? Not as straight as I would like. So I need to trim it off a little bit more. Oop. How does that look? think that's okay. And this fits on okay, so I think that'll be alright. Let's put that on. The papers didn't, were a bit bubbled on this one, but I think by the time I've covered it up, it shouldn't notice. Slightly, didn't quite glue it as well as I should have done. Make sure I get the height about right. Okay. Just sort of spread it a little bit so we haven't got big blobs of it in the corners and stuff. Hopefully that'll be alright. Okay, let's stick that one down. And I'll just check around the edges to see if it's got glued all the way. Certainly glued on me. Okay, let's see how we're doing up here. Looks okay actually. Looks like it's been well put down. Yep, that looks alright. At this corner here, maybe a tiny little bit just on this corner. Alright, that's that one. Leave that one to dry. And the final one, my lovely Nan and Grandad. These were the ones I probably spent the most time with when I was a child, because my mum was an only child, so we were her only grandchildren, me and my sister, so we did see a lot of them, and they were lovely. Oops. Right. Let's do a little, just trim it off at the end as well. I think I have some straightening to do along the bottom, as usual. Oh, maybe that's back to front, because there's an end. Cut that off, but that is clearly the back, so I hope I've stuck the other ones on the right way around. I forgot about there being a back or a front. So one can go like that. I will have to, I meant to check the dates. So I think I will do a little label for each one with the who they are and the dates, or the year of the wedding. So I'm pretty sure about this one and my mum and dad, but I just need to check the dates of my other Nan and Grandad. Okay, so that looks all right there. So let's go once again and Fabri-Tac it. Ugh, it's just spilling out everywhere, but at least it keeps it flowing. There we are. try that. I might just pop this on for now. So I've got that one going that way, that one going that way. And I think this one's going to go this way. I've got it on the right way this time. Yep, I think so. Oops. There. Okay. Has it caught all the way along? What about the bottom? Yep, I think I need a little bit more here. Just along that edge. Okay. Right. So that's that one. Where's my photo? There it is. I'll be all caught down. Oh, another little corner, another little bit along the side here. I think I just need to catch that down too. Okay, just get rid of these little stringy bits. I'll have to cut that. Okay, let that dry and go back to this one. Because it's going onto the fabric, I'm going to use the Fabri-Tac again to glue on my photos. I don't know if it's the right thing to use for photos. I tried printing these on copy paper, but it just made them look quite faded and blurred. I mean, they are quite faded anyway, and one of them is already fairly blurry anyway, so I thought they'd just be just that bit sharper if I put them on proper photo paper. And it does make them look much better. I love this photograph. It's such a beautiful snapshot of the time. Just seeing my grandparents and all their brothers and sisters all around them. And there's a little boy down here who was, I think he was a nephew of theirs, and he's the image of my dad at that age. And obviously my dad wasn't even born then, but he looks exactly like my dad did when he was that age. So it's quite funny just to see all these family connections and likenesses. Right, so that one's stuck down. And then this one, my parents with their bridesmaids and best man. And the one bridesmaid was my dad's sister, and she's still with us. She's still alive and doing very well. Probably well in her 80s by now, I think. I've kind of lost track of how old she is, but she must be in her late 80s by now. And I am in contact quite a lot with my cousin, her daughter. Right, that goes there. This one's a little bit paler. It's not the best photograph of my parents' wedding, but it's the only one, or the best one in the landscape configuration. A lot of the pictures, I've got some lovely pictures of them portrait, but they really wouldn't have worked on here. I wanted a landscape photo, and it's quite nice to get the bridesmaids in as well, and the best man, who's married to one of the bridesmaids. Or at least he may not have been then, but he will be. Right, that's that one. And then this one. a bit gluey. Oh, I've hit an air pocket. There we are. Right, that should do it. Whoops. Oh, hang on. Make sure it's the right way up. Make sure you put it on the right way up. That's always a good thing to do. And centralise it. There. Now I think I'll at least have a look at how a label would look on there. Of course, this is very mucky now. I've got my label maker, which I love, and I use to label everything. Sorry, I was just trying to grab it out of the drawer. It's difficult to get hold of sometimes. Right, so this is my Brother label maker. I label everything. I label all my ephemera boxes, and if it doesn't move in this craft room, it gets labelled. So I'm just trying to decide. Let's just... trying to decide whether I can do... This tape is black on white. No, I think this is going to look better, white on black. So what I need to do is put the names in. Nope. Just trying to see. There we go. Lovely old. Oh, I've got the got the capital where I wanted small, and vice versa. Lovely old names they've got. Bessie and Bert. It's one lot of Nan and Granddads. And let's put their name. I've got it right, yeah. And then I know this is 1925. Let's see how that looks. Oh no, let's just check the size first. Yes, small is correct. Then we just press the print button and out it comes. I love this. You can get all sorts of different colours of tape. I've had pink ones and blue ones and green ones. Love it. I love having things labelled in my craft room. Okay, let's see how it looks. So just trim off the ends. I could pop that there. Might even trim it down top and bottom as well to make it a little bit narrower. That looks a bit better. So I could just pop that there. I quite like that, but I'll because then they'll know that these are family photos, won't they? I think I'm going to do it because they'll be hidden away, and I think, you know, Be just like a little surprise. Now I think I really need to put some extra glue on this, because I've not tried gluing these labels onto fabric before, so I don't know how well it'll work. So I think if we can get the Fabri-Tac, not the Fabri-Tac, that's it, the Art Glitter glue. It's coming out, yes, it's doing nicely. It's coming out to play today. Never can tell. I'm just going to put that one there. Oh, now I do need to check the dates. I always get my mum and dad's mixed up. It's either 1952 or 53. I'm not. 68. I think it's 53. I think it's 53. Right, so that's one. So I can do theirs. I can do my parents'. I think I'll carry on and finish these off camera. You've seen the idea. Let's turn that off. You don't need to see me just sitting there making labels. Right, so that's one. And then the other two, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to do a little label underneath, just so they know who they are. And that these are family photos. So I think they're quite nice. And then they're done. They should go in here quite nicely. So we'll put them in here. Oops. Pop them in here. All I've got to do then is the closure. So this is definitely a shorter video than the first one. All right. Pop that in there. And this one can go in here. Oops. It's always awkward when we've got these long things to get them, to show them on camera without them going everywhere. So now it's a little bit more bulky now, but that's fine. And this will go around here. So all I'm going to do, an eyelet closure for this one, I think. So let's get out my trusty Big Bite. And make a hole. See where the centre is. There we go. And then my eyelets, you can see, labelled eyelets. It's one of my pink tapes from the same, but using the same machine. It's a lovely little machine, that. What colour shall we use? Just get my tweezers so I can grab the one I want. I think I might use a gold one. Gold might be quite nice there. Yes. Right. Put it in place. Oops. That wasn't supposed to happen. Shall we do that again? It's because I'm trying to do it sitting down. I think I may have to stand up to do it to get the leverage. Okay. Ah! Keeps popping out. Come on. All in place. Now I'm going to have to stand up to do this so it doesn't fall over. Get a bit of proper leverage. There we are. I can hear it. You can feel the crunch as it goes through. So I'm hoping that's connected it nicely. No, it hasn't. Not completely. Okay, let's try again. Ooh. Give you a good push. Let's have a look. That's better. It worked the second time, or the third time, depending on how many times you're counting, but it has worked. Now, I know what I want to use, but I haven't got it yet. I've been seeing lots of people using that really, really pretty satiny seam binding that seems to be, you know, quite easy to get over there in the States, but it's not very easy to get over here. So I have actually ordered some from an Etsy shop in the States, and I only ordered that a couple of days ago. So in just a little selection of colours, because I really wanted to use some of it, certainly for this closure, and maybe even for the closure of the journal. I've got some sari silk, but I wanted something a little bit finer, and that seam binding looks really fine and pretty. So I just thought I'd have that and wind it round. So hopefully the colours I've ordered, one of them will work in here. So I'm going to have to wait to finish this until that arrives, and I've no idea how long it'll take. Probably could be a couple of weeks, maybe longer. So in the meantime, I think I'll just leave it as it is. But one other thing I did think I might like to do is put a little bit of lace across the top here, just to sort of finish it off. So I picked out a few different ones that I might try, because I haven't quite decided which one would look best. I just thought I'd grab some that might work, and then we'll have a look, see which one looks. So I'm just wondering if that's a bit too much, but it's a pretty colour, and it would go over the edge of this quite nicely. I quite like that actually. So that's a possibility. All the others are cream. And actually thinking about it, going around that, it might need to be a little bit wider than I anticipated needing. This is another quite a good one, because it's sort of got a bit of a lacy edge both sides, rather than them being completely straight on the back. So I've got the pretty lacy bit, but I've also got a nice little scallopy edge on the other side. So let's see how that looks. That looks quite nice too. I think I might go with that, because I know I've ordered one of the seam binding colours I've ordered is salmon pink, and I don't want to risk it clashing, because if the salmon pink works, that would look really pretty, but then it might clash with the lace if I use that colour, the pinky coloured lace. So it might make more sense just to have a little bit of the cream lace here, and then I've got the more options of what colour I wrap it in. So that's my thinking. So I'm going to just cut it there. Right. And I might just straighten up this side. Right. Oop, where'd it go? Oh no, it's just a piece of one of the packs. I've got my piece of lace, so that's okay. I think the art glitter glue should do it. So I'll just put some all the way across the join. It'd be quite nice just to cover up all these edges and things, and just have a nice little bit of lace across the top. Make sure I've got a reasonable amount. I want it to really hold it in place. Alright, let's pop that there. sure it stays straight. There. I think we're in. Oh, excuse me. Got a little tickle. My husband's made flapjacks and I had one for my lunch, and I think there's lots of seeds and little bits in it, and I think it's been just making me cough a little bit. Okay. Just trim that off. And then we have it just that little lacy trim. So when my seam binding comes, I think that will just finish this off nicely. Hopefully that'll, yep, I think that's all right. That's all stuck down, so there it is. There's my little envelope triple flip, which will have a little bit of something to keep it all together. And then I shall probably just pop that either in belly band or in the side tuck. I have got a lacy side tuck that I want to make, so that'll probably be in the next video. I've got 2 or 3 little things I'd like to do to finish off. I'm almost getting to the point where I'm going to have to start putting things in the journal, aren't I? So I definitely want to make a really pretty lacy side tuck, which this would then tuck into, possibly. And I think there's a couple of other things I want to make as well before I finally start decorating that journal, but it's not too far away when we can start, you know, putting things in. Okay, there it is. That's the part 2 all done. Thank you very much for joining me once again. Please like and subscribe if you've enjoyed watching this video, and I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.